There's a very serious heroin epidemic in New England right now, including a serious problem here in Boston, Massachusetts. Maine is also suffering from this problem. And during a town hall meeting in Bridgeton, Maine, Republican Governor Paul LePage went racist when talking about the heroin problem. LePage was asked how he plans to address the state's heroin epidemic. And in explaining how he would increase enforcement of existing laws and so on and so forth, he started talking about drug dealers with names like, I don't know, D-Money and Shifty selling heroin and impregnating white women when they are in town. Let's take a look at the video of the Republican governor from Maine.
People that take drugs, these are guys that are named D-Money, Smoothie, Shifty, these type of guys that come from Connecticut, New York. They come up here, they sell their heroin, then they go back home. Incidentally, half the time they impregnate a young white girl before they leave, which is a real sad thing, because then we have another issue that we got to deal with down the road.
Right. So there's a movement out there, Lewis, that hates calling anything racist, saying that isn't racist, saying this isn't racist, and it might even be true. And sometimes they say, oh, anyone who thinks they see racism is actually racist. The governor's office provided a comment to the Portland Press Herald, which responded to the mark, saying the governor is not making comments about race. Race is irrelevant. Let's think about that. The governor said the drug dealers come in and impregnate a white girl. Who brought up race in this entire thing, Lewis?
Well, it was the governor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If race is irrelevant, why is the governor talking about white girls getting impregnated and not just girls? Heroin and this narrative are also particularly interesting because heroin addicts, particularly in the Northeast, are mostly white. So imagine the scenario that people like LePage like to put together. With some drugs, like crack cocaine, the focus has often been on the non-white drug user of crack cocaine. Now that we have a white addiction problem with heroin, the problem is the non-white people bringing in the drugs and sleeping with the white women. It's always about the non-white people somehow.
It's pretty amazing. I think we have someone here who has a fundamental misunderstanding of the heroin problem overall.
Right.
And clearly has just fallen into this trap of drug dealing stereotypes.
Is there anything to him saying it's not about race when he talked about white girls being impregnated? And by the way, if you're talking about white on white sex, there would be no reason to stipulate that the impregnated women are white. That's only relevant in contrast to the race of the impregnators.
Yeah, I'm not sure what planet this guy lives on. It's clear how he thinks, and I don't know who voted for this guy. Are they having buyer's remorse? I hope so.
I would like to talk to some of those Maine residents. Okay, let's take a break. Make sure to give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/David Pakman Show. On the way to 50,000 Facebook likes, part 2 of our examination of claims made by Reza Aslan after the break.